Jinenji. Jinenji was a half-breed that lived in a village. See, these villagers hated Jinenji because he was like a half-breed demon, right? But unlike Inuyasha, he looked more like a demon, you know. But his mother cared for him, cared about him, and said, stay in the house, Jinenji. I'll go out to like tend to the, plants and shit. And he was like, I want to help, but like, if I go out there, and she was like, yeah, I understand. Those people are gonna try to attack you and shit. And he's like, I don't want to attack them back, And she's like, you should. He's like, I'm strong. I could really kill those fuckers if they play games with me. You know, they were like, trying to get him ran out of the village. They were trying to kill him. There was an actual demon running around, and they were trying to blame Jinenji for the deaths of these people. Certain villagers were. But his mom was like, no, Jinenji would never do shit like that. He, tends to these fields. He, does his work. He's just a regular person like everybody else. He just happens to be a half-breed. She fell in love with his father, who was a demon, who didn't look like that. But then he was born and he was, looking like that. So then, the villagers hated both of them. But she never like turned on her son or anything. She hated the villagers because they were hating on her son. Kagome and all them, ended up meeting him and helped him, become strong. He took down the demon, and then, he was like, the fucking people won't like you afterwards because you're a half-breed. They're fucking ate up because you saved them from a demon, Jinenji. I ain't gonna help you do that. You have your own strength. And he did. He killed that demon. The people were then like, I guess it's alright if he's, around. Jinenji's strength is an 84. 81 for his speed, and an 84 for his durability. Endurance is at 80%. Intelligence is 82%. 83 for his experience, and an 86 for his close skills, with a 78 for his range skills, and a 79 for his recoup, 83 for his hacks, and an overall power score of 82% for Jinenji. One of the half-breeds in the series that was being fucked with, because it's a thing in Inuyasha where the half-breeds always get fucked with by the humans and the demons. But be cool on the corner.